Hi, my name is Heidi Athey. I am one of your student success specialists here at the Metro campus at Cuyahoga Community College. What you're going to be watching today is a walkthrough My TriC space. We're calling our presentation, Don't Stand in Line, Use My TriC space all the time. I'm sure many of you have waited in line in the enrollment center. Maybe you've gotten irritated or not got your problems solved like they should have. Little did you know that from the comfort of your own home, even sitting on the couch, that you could have solved all your problems, updating your major, checking your grades, and all that good stuff right from your computer at home. So what I'm going to show you now is how to navigate My TriC space. So let's get started. The first thing that I want to show you is logging in. So if this is your first time logging into My TriC space, what you can do is go directly to change password. You're going to enter your TriC ID here, press continue, and then your old password, it is going to ask you for your birthday, and it's going to be in this format: the month, single digit, / single digit day, and 4-digit year. You can then create a new password, type it twice, and change your password. I'm not going to do that now because I want to be able to show you how to log in. So I'm going to backspace here. Let me go back here, and I'm going to log on to My TriC space. So if you're a returning user, you know that you enter your TriC ID. It does not matter if the S is capitalized and the 2 letters next to it, or the 2 digits, are typically zeros. And then you'll go ahead and type in your password. So this is going to bring up the home page of My TriC space. And what I want to show you are some different things that you can do weekly, and then things that you can do on a semester basis. So the first thing that I want to show you is actually right on the home page. In the top right-hand corner, you'll see email. Email at TriC is very important. Most of the communications that you have are going to be via email. So if you go ahead and click on that, that will load all of your email. The college will send you different things. It can be anything from the status of your financial aid, any of your correspondence with your instructors. That will all be here in your email. And that's something that I think that you should be doing daily, if not every other day. So the second thing I wanted to show you, also on the home page, is on the left-hand side. I know a lot of students often come to me and say, Heidi, how can I get involved on campus? What's going on? Where are the plays, all the musicals, and the different things that happen on campus? And that's also going to be right here on the home page. So if we go back to that, on the left-hand side, you'll see happenings and updates. So this will tell you all the different types of things that are going on. The Cleveland Chef Series, an opportunity to study French in Quebec City. Those are all things that just by reading the home page that you can get involved in. And that's all here on the home page. Also, things that are going on during the day are going to be in this center column here. So for instance, today going on, we have free tax preparation. We also have health, wellness, and preventative care centers that are open here on campus. So all of that will be down here. And that is the home page. The next thing I want to show you is something that I hear all the time, and that is, Heidi, what is going on with my financial aid? Has it gone through? Do I need anything turned in? Are my documents processed? And things like that. So if we go back to the computer, we're going to click here at the top on the My Info tab. And just to show you, I do have several tabs here that you may not have. That is because I'm an employee. But you do all have the My Info tab. So go ahead and click that here. And if that happens to you, which often does, just go ahead and log right back on. Sometimes it's just something wrong with the internet connection, and we'll go right back. And like I said, go to that My Info tab. Okay, so on the My Info tab, over here on the right-hand side where it says Financial Aid Requirements, I am not enrolled in classes currently, but if you are, what you will see here is a list of items. Some of those items have green check marks next to it, and that means that you have completed that task. If it has a red flag next to it, that means that's something that needs your attention, and that's something that you need to do right away. So, for instance, some people might have a red flag next to something that says Institutional Authorization Form. It will be a link. You click on that link, you print out the page, and that's something you can hand into the enrollment center down in financial aid. So like I said, if it's a green check, you're good to go, and if it's that red flag, that's something that needs your attention. If you don't know what that is, then you do need to come down to the enrollment center and speak with somebody. So that's under financial aid requirements. If you go down a little lower and click on progress, if you have any documents that you had turned in, obviously mine's not being displayed, but if you have any documents that you had turned in, under progress, it would tell you if that document had been looked at yet, if it was in review, if there was a problem with it, that would all be under progress, along with financial aid status. I also have students say, do I have any holds on my account? Anything that is financial will be right here in the financial aid requirements tab. All you have to do is click on the link, okay? And then you would also provide the award here. Okay, and then right below financial aid awards, I often have students ask me, Heidi, how much money do I get? How much money is my Pell Grant? How much money is my student loan? And under financial aid awards, that'll tell you exactly how much that you're receiving. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is we're going to go up to the top. We're going to click on that Student Services tab. Again, I'm showing you things now that you can be doing on a weekly basis, and something that a lot of students have concern about is tutoring. And I know that I have a lot of students I work with, student ambassadors, that have children, jobs, and all different sorts of things that prevent them from actually coming into the library and sitting down with the tutor. So what I'm going to show you on this Student Services tab is a way to register for tutoring from the comfort of your own home. So if we go back to the tab, under Academic Support Services, tutoring testing information is all here, so if you do want to know what time the library is open, it's going to be there. But what I would suggest doing is using a smart thinking tool. If you click on General Information and Registration, this is where you can actually register. Here's a link here that says register yourself. And basically what smart thinking is, it's an online tool where you can chat with different instructors, you can chat with your different peers, and you can do this for math, English, you can even do this for any of your biology courses. And it's an online tool for tutoring. I know sometimes you might think that's funny, I'm doing something online, I'm tutoring, but it's a really nice forum for you to be able to ask questions and show what you're doing and get it checked by somebody. Okay, so that is tutoring, something you can do each week. So the next thing I'm going to show you, we're going to go back to that Home tab. Up at the top here, go back to that Home tab. I have a lot of students in my office who come in and say, Heidi, I need to contact one of my instructors. Or I'm going to be sick, I'm going on vacation. How can I let my instructors know that I'm going to be out? Or different things of that nature. Well, how you do it is you come to that Home tab. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom where it says Bookmarks Plus, you can pull up the TriC phone book. All you need to know is your instructor's last name. If you were going to search for me, you would type in my last name, which is Athey, A-T-H-E-Y. You would go to search, and it would pull up all my information, so you could email me, phone me, and you can also come visit my office. If you didn't know my last name, you could come down here, but you knew that I was at the Metro campus, and you also knew that I was in the Enrollment Center. You could find me that way. Click on Enrollment Center, Metro campus, and what this would do is bring up everybody that works in the Enrollment Center. What's nice about this is that if you couldn't contact me, there's some other people here that you can contact in my same department that might be able to help you. And that, again, was on the Home tab. So back to the Home tab, I want to show you one last thing, and it is the academic calendar. So if you want to go ahead, right above Bookmarks Plus, you click on Spring 2012. And this is going to show you when your registration days are. This is going to show you what the drop dates are. This is going to show you when the last day to withdraw from your different terms for a full-term class, for 8 weeks class. This is also going to show you when spring break is. I know you all are looking forward to that. And this is also going to show you final exam week, when grades are due and things in that nature. And again, that's the academic calendar, and that's on the Home tab right on my TriC space. So those are things, those are very simple things that you can do each week. You know, you can check your email, you can check on campus events, you can check the status of your financial aid. But I think most of the time when you guys are waiting in line in that enrollment center, it's for things that you need in the beginning of the semester. So that's what I'm going to go through with you now, are some of the things you can do on a semester basis, like change your major, check your grades, and we're going to get started now. So let's go ahead and go back to the computer, and let's go to that Student Services tab. Now I know many of you not only wait in line in the enrollment center, but you also wait in line with a counselor. So I'm going to show you how you can actually avoid that line as well. So on that Student Services tab, let's look at the left-hand side here. Scroll down. And right under Online Counseling and Advising Services, you can click on e-advising. This is going to bring up another box. You can scroll down, click Accept. You'll fill out this form, and any questions that you have for the counselor, such as, I just passed English 0980, what is my next English class? Or I'm looking to change my major, what does a human services major, what are the qualifications for that? So something you can do is you can actually ask your counselor right here. You will get an answer within 48 hours. So for those dying questions that you have without waiting in that lineup in counseling during peak time, right before school starts, you can actually ask the counselor right here in the e-advising tool on my TriC space. And again, that was on the Student Services tab, right here on the left-hand side under Online Counseling and Advising Services. So I think one of the things in the Enrollment Center that most students need assistance with is registering for classes. So I'm going to show you quickly how you can do that, and that's going to be on this My Info tab. So go over to My Info and scroll down. Under registration, you're going to see several different things that you can do. And what's nice about these links, it tells you exactly what you're going to get when you click on it. So if you want to search for classes and register, that's exactly which one you're going to choose. You're going to choose your term. If you're taking a credit class, you can choose that. And then once you get to this screen, you can start to identify exactly what you want to do. So say, for instance, I wanted to take a second 8-week course. I want to take it at the Metro campus, and I want to take a, let's see, I think I want to take a religion class. So let's go to Religious Studies. I normally don't fill out anything past the bottom of the form because I don't want to get too specific. I want to see everything that's open to me. So you click on Search Class. This is going to bring up all the classes that are the second 8-week, like I picked, credit courses. Once I find one that I like, I select that there and proceed with registration. Okay, so that is how you search for classes and register. It's a fairly simple process, and in most cases you can do that without waiting in the Enrollment Center line. So let's go back to that My Info tab. And just a tip for you using my TriC space, it's always nice to use those back buttons that are actually on the page so that it doesn't log you out. So we are on this My Info tab, and I just want to show you here under the registration. If you already knew the course number, the CRN number, pardon me, that you wanted to register for, you could click here, submit your term, submit that, and then you could type your CRN in here and submit your add drop request. We'll go back to that My Info tab here. Scroll down. If you wanted to drop a course, you would click on this here. So withdraw from a course. So a lot of students get to this screen and they say, Heidi, I wanted to withdraw from a course and I don't see it. Well, all you have to do is scroll up. So if we look back at the computer, we scroll up a little bit and we see here, these are a couple of the classes that I'm enrolled in. I'm not able to drop from them online, but under Action, under yours, there would be a drop-down menu where you could go to Web Drop. And that's where you would do there. You'd scroll down and you'd submit that add drop request. Let's go back to the My Info tab. Something that happens during the first week of school, I always have students come up to me and say, I need my schedule. I don't know where my classes are. I don't know what my teacher's name is. And it's fairly simple. You don't have to wait in that line. Back on that My Info tab, scroll down to the bottom. Again, under registration, this is a really hot tab for us. You click on the My Term Schedule. This is going to bring up the classes that you're enrolled in. And there's a button right there that's Print Schedule. Come down to the Enrollment Center and you can print that right out by yourself. So let's go back to the My Info tab. And the next thing I wanted to show you, it's also under the registration tab, and it's how to buy books. So there are a lot of different ways that you can buy books. You can find them on your own. You can go to our campus bookstore with your schedule and somebody there can assist you, or you can do it online. So if you go over to the My Info tab, where we've been, again under registration, I told you we're going to get a lot of use out of the registration tab here. But you click on Purchase Textbooks. Once you get here, you go to the bookstore website. What this will actually do is upload all of the, oh, and I'm getting a pop-up block. What this will do is this will upload all of the classes that you have, and it will show you what books that you need. So I don't need any books for any of my classes. However, yours would be listed here, and what you could do is you could order them new or used. You could have them waiting for you at one of the campus bookstores, or you can actually purchase them online and have them shipped to you. So that's a really simple way to get your books without waiting in line and having time coming up to campus, because I know you guys are all really busy. So the next thing that I want to show you, we are going to go back to that My Info tab. And I'll tell you, something that you can do is explore this My Info tab. There are a lot of things on here that I'm not going to even be able to get to today. There are a lot of things on here that are really going to benefit you. But the next thing I want to show you is how to update your personal information. I know people often wait in the enrollment center line. They wait for a really long time trying to, if you got married, you wanted to change your last name, or if you moved, you want to change your address, your phone number. There's other things that you can do, like change your major, that you can actually do from My TriC space without waiting in line. So let's go back to that My Info tab. And under Student Records, which was under the registration that we were just clicking all over, you will see all the different things you can do. You can update your major. You can update your phone numbers. You can update your personal information. Like I said, those are things like your phone number, your address, and different things like that. So that's all under the Student Records tab. Also under the Student Records tab, if you want to see the classes that you have taken so far and what you need to complete your degree, you can run a degree audit report. And we call these DARS reports. I know a lot of students don't know exactly what they are, but if you click on DARS report, what you're going to be able to do is do a what if situation. So for instance, say for instance you are a business major, okay, and you wanted to switch over to maybe nursing or human services. So, but you're already 2 semesters in, you want to say, what classes do I have left? So let's do this here. We'll select the college or school. We want health, careers, and sciences. We'll do an associate of applied science, and then we'll select a major. So say you want to change, like I said, from business over to nursing. You would select that. We'd go with the current term catalog, select that, and what that would do, we'll run an analysis, and you'll be able to view. You'll click on View Submitted Audits, and this is actually going to show you what classes you've taken and what classes you have left to complete your degree. And that's something very helpful that you can do on your own without seeing a counselor, and you'll be able to kind of do your own map so that you're scheduling the right classes. So let's go back here to the My Info tab. I have a couple last things to show you. If you're a new student, even a returning student, and you're using financial aid, if you have any sort of refund for your financial aid, the college normally will send you some sort of check. But the way to do it now is to sign up for a direct deposit, and it can actually go right into your bank account. So I'm going to show you the link here where you can actually sign up for a direct deposit for any financial aid refund that you might receive. So let's go back here, My Info tab. In the center here, you'll see Online Enrollment Center. So not only can you enroll for direct deposit here, you can manage your TriC card so you can see how much money you have left on here. You can buy a parking permit and things of that nature. Okay, and that's all here in the middle. I know it's tax season now, so if you were looking to get your 1098-T, that information is listed here as well. If you wanted the actual document, it's over here. But let's scroll up a little bit because I'm going to show you a little bit about direct deposit. You'll click on this here. This is going to take you to another site. And if you're a new user, you're going to click on Sign Up. You'll accept this agreement, and then you'll type in your name here. Once you type in your name, you'll select Next and follow the prompts. You will need your banking information, your routing number, your bank account number, and the branch location, and then that will successfully set up your direct deposit account. So if we go back here, let's get out of this. Something else you could do is you can manage your TriC card. So you can see how much money do you have for food, how much money do you have for books. Obviously, switching money over to these accounts you do have to do through the enrollment center if you didn't know already. But with the Manage My TriC card, you just go to Log In at the top here. Your username and password for the My TriC card is your S number with no S. So for me, it would be 00986-214 with no S. Password is the exact same thing. And that would log you in, and that will show you how to check your balances. If we remain on this My Info tab and we scroll down, this is something else that you can do each semester. You can check your student grades. You select your term, you select Go, and your grades will be revealed here. Like I said, I am not currently enrolled in any classes that are being graded, so I don't have any grades here, but you will. Most midterm grades and your final grades will be posted right there in that center section. So I'm going to show you guys one last thing, and this is really important. Most students think that getting scholarships and all that kind of stuff takes a lot of time and that you have to go all through the internet and all through these crazy sites, but I bet you didn't know that if you just got onto my TriC space, you would be able to apply for scholarships right then and there. So let's go back. Let's go back to the top here, to our tabs. Let's go back to that Student Services tab. If we scroll down here on the left-hand side, you're going to see right here scholarship opportunities. If you want to click on the TriC Foundation Scholarships, this is going to bring up the public website, and this is going to show you how to apply for all the TriC Foundation scholarships. Sometimes when people hear that, they think maybe there's just one, but there's actually several, and you might meet some of the qualifications of the scholarships, and you can actually read them. So you can click on scholarship criteria. You can read about all the different scholarships and what type of students, what qualifications that they need. For instance, we actually have a scholarship for students who graduated from Cleveland Public School District, and I'm sure that that's many of you out there. So if you go ahead and read through these, you can find ones that best match you. And I'm going to return to the original scholarship page. Once you find the ones that best match you, you can click on the TriC Scholarship application, and you can start on that by entering your information. They verify your identity, then you actually go to an application page. So like I said, that's something that you can do. We're always looking to give scholarships to our students that are being successful here on campus. So I hope that that was beneficial to you. I hope that some of those things that you wait in the enrollment center line, now that you know how to do them here, that you won't be wasting your time. We do have enrollment center representatives that are always there to assist you if there isn't something that you can do online or if there's something that you don't understand. But otherwise, I wish you well with your My TriC space and have a great day.